When I was younger, I used to drink like half a cup of tea and then I would leave the rest of the cup under my bed, and then I would have like 5 mugs of moldy tea sitting like just under my bed.
Story time on how I was friends with this girl that smelled like fish.
Oh, she's so funky. I can't wait to just get away from her. This is stunk.
She finds a used tampon on the floor.
Bitches, the bad ones are the dirtiest.
Bunch of her dirty clothes stacked all the way up.
Women, you are nasty sometimes.
They don't like to shower.
This happened the whole 4 days. He never saw her shower.
I don't want to affiliate myself with her like she stinks.
Get your hygiene up there to match that beauty.
Walked by me, she reeked of like onions.
And you would just never know because they look so put together.
I do avoid showers at all costs, but because I have a boyfriend and because I'm a good girlfriend, I do shower every day. But if I could, I wouldn't shower. I don't like showers.
They say beauty is pain, but nobody said that beauty should be musty. Let's talk about something really quick, Islanders. Come here, draw close as per usual, because lately my timeline has been looking cute, glossy, filtered, aesthetic, and behind the scenes, a mess. In other words, it's really funky. Apparently, we're in an era where everybody is selling that clean girl aesthetic, much like how I look, beep, beep, toot, toot. Everyone is supposed to be a soft life, fresh shower routines, luxury body oils, a spotless bathroom, that Pinterest energy filled. But at the same time, social media's also opened the door for people to overshare. Yeah, we know about that. And we're now seeing a very different side of these so-called baddies. And when I say different, guys, I mean say it's really different. I mean hygiene habits that are questionable at its best. What's up, my Islanders family? Welcome back to the channel. You don't know, it's your favorite island girl, Jody here from the 876. So on this channel, we do commentary, not cruelty, but sometimes we don't sugarcoat things around here. So if you're loving the content, if it's something that you're into, go ahead and just like this video for your girl. And if you're new here, go on ahead and subscribe to become a part of the Islanders family. With that being said, I'm not sure if you remember a few months ago I did a video where I was sharing women were telling their stories about dating men with poor hygiene. Now that video did relatively well, and the conversation in the comments were heavy as far as I remember. So when I saw this new wave of baddies with bad hygiene, she's funky, yeah, started to make it rounds on social media, I think it only felt fair for us to talk about it from this angle as well. Now, Islanders, I'm not gonna hold you. We're gonna jump into this first clip where this woman openly explains why she doesn't fit that clean girl aesthetic and how sis is spilling the tea, her own tea that is. I was sitting here thinking that this has to be rage bait, because no way you would record this, went back and watched it and still decide that, yeah, the internet needs to see this, so click upload. Yeah, and right after that, guys, we're getting into the second legendary story where this woman talks about dealing with an extremely musty coworker. Boy, oh boy, I know we have all have been there. Not a one-off situation, it's like a pattern, the kind that makes you understand very quickly why hygiene stops being a personal choice when other people have to share space with you. And honestly, we just might need to bring back those dear diary moments, because this one, me think that people are a little bit too comfortable with the internet. If you don't believe me, let's watch.
Here are a few reasons why I don't think I would fit into the clean girl aesthetic. When I was younger, I used to drink like half a cup of tea and then I would leave the rest of the cup under my bed, and then I would have like 5 mugs of moldy tea sitting like just under my bed. I've been living in my flat for like 3 years and I don't hoover. I'll only hoover when it gets to the point that there is literally like hair and dust all over my foot if I walk across my apartment once without shoes on. I don't change my sheets. I realistically if it's been smelling for a long time, I'll change them, but I don't really change my sheets that much. Obviously if I spilt like a bottle of pasta on them, I'd change them, but not really. I do avoid showers at all costs, but because I have a boyfriend and because I'm a good girlfriend, I do shower every day. But if I could, I wouldn't shower. I don't like showers. I feel like I swear too much to be like one of those like clean girls, Also, I love Molly May, but I'm not about to dress like her. I always have a patch of like eczema somewhere on my body, like a massive rash, usually on my inner thigh, sometimes on like my arm here, not very aesthetic. I also bite my lip a lot, like in here, like at the moment it's the cleanest it ever is, but you see the little white bits, that's because I literally munch my lip, I rip all of the skin off, and it always looks like I've got crusty lips, but I don't. I just bite them really badly. Once I wiped my ass and I wanted to look at what was on the toilet paper, so I pulled it out, and there was like a chunk of it that just like flinged across the bathroom, and I picked it up with my hand and I put it in the toilet, and then obviously I washed my hands. I feel like that wouldn't really fit like the aesthetic that much. Through no fault of my own, I wanted to see what was going on, you know. I ate my bogies for the majority of my life. Oh, this dressing gown, yeah, I've owned this dressing gown since I was like 12 years old, and it's like ratty, but it's got cats on it and I love it. So, and it permanently smells. It smells like dirt, like socks. Like, you know, when something comes out of the washing machine but it's been sitting in the washing machine for a while. Yeah, I also just like will do a wash and then leave the washing in the washing machine for like 3 days, and then I pull it out, and if it smells, I just hang it up anyways. Because like I'm just gonna wear it and it will smell a bit, and I'll spray some perfume on it, and then I'll put it through the wash again and it's fine. Every time I slick back my hair when it's like greasy, because that's what we do, right? When it's greasy we slick it back. Yeah, there's like, if you look close, there's like little bits of dandruff in it because I haven't washed it. I don't drink morning greens, and I don't own one of those things that you like click and it's like a little whisk at the end and then it will mix stuff for you. I don't own one of those. I desperately admire these women, but I just think that naturally I'm not born to be one, and as much as that does upset me, I think I just have to accept that.
Help, y'all, help me. I don't know what to do. How do I tell my coworker that she stink? Hear me out. So my company flew us out to California for training, whatever. For people that stink, that knowingly get up and don't put on deodorant, tell me, do you not notice when you get into a room that people start to like move around you a little differently than others, gather around differently? You don't smell that when you come in the room. It might have been a little better, but you made it a little bit ripe. Y'all, we're in the training room. Yesterday I noticed it and I was like, damn. So I kept my distance. Then somebody was like, oh, it smells a little funny in here, don't it? And I was like, today we're playing a game, funked up the whole room on my mama and everyone else's mama. We all left that room. There was another guy, he was like, I don't even want to play the game no more. And I was like, because it's a little hot in here, right? And he was like, yeah. And he's an older white man. Then I was like, maybe it's a cultural thing. But then I was like, but there's 3 other people in here that's from the same cultural background as her, and they don't smell like that, and they smell her too. I get into there today, they got my name over in the corner with her because they moved us around since yesterday. And I said no, because first of all, I was sitting sideways and the screen was to the side, and I was like, I need to be sitting back in my position where I can see the screen like face first. So I went back to my position. By the grace of God, I'm so glad. But y'all, the smell was still coming throughout the whole building, like the whole part that we were in. So much so that the trainers that even came in there opened up the door. We had to air it out. And then after we were done with the game and the whole place was so ripe, we literally went outside. We went outside of the room, and she was the only one sitting in that room. And I was like, good Lord, I gotta breathe. It took over. Even the AC couldn't get rid of the smell for a solid 15 minutes, yo. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna talk to her. And then another girl was like, the Ethiopian girl, she was like, but you think she don't know? And I was like, I don't know, because you knowingly got up and didn't put deodorant on. And then we got in the bus to come back to the hotel. Soon as we sat down, and I hate this because I don't want nobody thinking that I'm the one that smelled funky as hell. Soon as we got in there, I was already in there with the bus driver. I didn't stink. The man come in that's from her cultural background, he didn't stink. She came in, he was like, so he rolled the window down with the AC going, and I was like, it smells crazy in here, right? And he was like, yeah. And I said, I want you to know it's not me. So do I say something to her, or do I leave it alone, because we're all flying back to Texas tomorrow? But mind you, if she's on my flight, I have to deal with that the whole time. But also someone else also got to deal with it. What do I do? What do y'all funky ass people be doing? So here's the update to me asking you guys if I should tell my coworker that she stink, that she's ripe. So I read the comments. A lot of you guys said tell her in a nice way, which I would have. Then some people were like, I've gotten in trouble for that before, even though I said it real nicely. It's a issue for HR, so take it to HR. But the lady that was doing the training was a part of HR, and she couldn't breathe either. So I was just like, I don't know. So the next day we went, and I was like, okay, maybe if she stink, I might be like, so HR, you don't think she smelled a little right? Like, you don't think this is unfair to the rest of us to be uncomfortable in here when she traveled hundreds of miles to get here? We make more than enough money for her to just give $1 to the Dollar Tree or something to get her a little deodorant, something. Like, she's a developer. She makes a lot of money. And so when we got back on the bus, I was like, it doesn't smell too bad this morning. But then we started riding, and it started to come. So towards the end of it now, because we were done around noon rather than 3 p.m. in California, everybody was hugging each other, telling each other bye. And she was kind of standoffish with me. I was like, girl, go to hell. Like, because during the session, if I looked over at her, she was already looking at me. And so one time I was just like, and my smile just kept getting bigger because I was just like, she keep looking at me. Like, just one time I even had something and I was like this. And I was just like, because everyone else smelt it. So like, girl. So, you know, everybody was giving hugs. She almost like didn't want to give me no hug. So she gave me this side hug. And when she gave me this side hug, I was just like, that's okay. Like, I did it so quick. I was like, just don't even worry about it, because I'm not so sure that I'm going to see her again. So I was like, I'm not going to trip. But then they said that they were going to set up a session for us to have another group thingy in Texas. And I was like, I can't do this one. I can't do this one. So I was like, you know, maybe I'll wait until next time to see if she come back smelling how she's smelling. And then I'm going to be like, okay, look, when y'all send out these emails for us to come as one, can you please tell everyone that there's a code, a hygiene code, forget the dress code, a hygiene code. And so I'm going to just wait until next time. So that was it. I was just like, oh, she's so funky. I can't wait to just get away from her. This is stunk.
So you're telling me there was a girl here. She went on TikTok and made a video that she stopped wiping her ASS about 2-3 years ago, and she is potentially now having to have surgery on her lady parts to remove like half of it. I literally cannot believe people on this app, now this app is back, is admitting all kind of secrets, but she is stating that because she didn't wipe for 2 years, she had like a really bad yeast infection. Well, that yeast infection, like, she doesn't believe in like I guess modern medicine or whatever. And then she goes on and says that she took a shower and she used a dull razor to shave her lady parts. And with the dull razor, because she didn't have time to buy a new razor, she used her old dull razor, and she got a cut from that razor when she already has like this raging yeast infection. Because she used a dull razor and she's not wiping, that yeast infection is like raging all up in there, and she is now having to have surgery because the infection's so bad to like remove half of her labia minora or majora. I'm not sure which one, but I think both. You know, as a healthcare professional, you think you've seen it all, and still every day I'm surprised. You just wouldn't believe, like, everyday people, what they believe and what they don't believe, and the consequences of that. And from the sound of that video, I don't think she still is learning her lesson and will continue those disgusting hygiene practices. Would never be me, ever.
I don't know if anyone's seen that video of Alex Earl pulling out a dress that she threw up on a year ago, but everyone was like kind of freaking out over it, and this does not apply to her. I don't know her, but there are some pretty girls that I have met that are literally disgusting. Like, they look so cute, they look like they smell good, they're so put together, and then like when you actually go to their house or hang out with them, you realize how gross they actually are. This obviously doesn't apply to everyone. I'm just saying, like, looks can be deceiving sometimes. So back in first year university, when I used to live in a dorm, there was this one girl on our floor. I wasn't really close with her. She was pretty, like, I never really thought anything of her. And then my friend on that floor was switching rooms with her roommate because she had like issues with her, and she was switching with this pretty girl. So the day comes where they're moving all their stuff, and my friend walks into this girl's room and like moves the bed, and there's literal boogers on the wall. This 18 5-year-old girl is picking her boogers and putting them on the wall. She doesn't even think to wipe it or clean it before my friend walks into the room. Clean people, obviously, yeah, we have our days where it's really messy, but like you would never allow someone to come into your space when it looks disgusting. And if you do, then you're messy. Like you're a nasty person. This is not like an attack on your character, like whether you're caring or nice or whatever. She was a nice girl, but she was nasty. The boogers weren't even the worst part. So while my friend is trying to clean up after this girl, she finds a used tampon on the floor. And the minute that she sees that used tampon, the girl's dad, who's also there helping them move and stuff, saw the used tampon and was like clearly very embarrassed and was like, oh my God, I'm sorry, and picked it up and threw it out. There is a trash, guys, these dorms, like it was literally our bed and our desk was right there and there's like a trash can right under it. This girl was too lazy to get up and throw. You didn't have to go to the washroom if you didn't want to. Like you could have thrown it in the trash beside your room. I honestly think it's dependent on how you're raised. My parents were super clean. They were always nagging me to clean and stuff, and I'd always complain about it, but I feel like it really helped me in my adulthood. Yeah, like there's girls out there, they literally don't shower, they barely wash their hair, like, and you would just never know because they look so put together.
I also saw this one person make a video saying that like baddies and like a lot of these pretty girls have like bad hygiene, and that is just something that is just so true, unfortunately. And it's not like, it's like a certain type of like aesthetic pretty, like the IG baddie pretty or like the party girl pretty, not like the book or like the Nara Smith like simple clean girl pretty, like if you guys know what I mean. Like I live in Miami and I've just like the amount of like pretty girls and baddies that I've seen and I got to hang out with, some of them had like the worst hygiene that I've ever seen, and like they usually fit like a certain aesthetic that's just like interesting, because it's like, why you'll see them online, they have like millions of followers and then they're just like so cute, they look so clean and fresh, and then when you get to like see them in person, either like they reek or like they're just dirty. They're like, oh yeah, I haven't showered in a couple days. Oh yeah, like I threw up in my pot but I used it to make pasta the next day, literally. And I'm just like, or like if they have like acrylic nails, like it'll look so cute on the outside and then when you see like the underneath of their nails, it's like disgustingly dirty. Like I think I saw some like brown like one time with this girl. Like if they're doing their makeup is like super dirty. Like they managed to make their makeup look good, but then it's like when you take a look at their like workstation, it's like bugs and like dirt and like it's just like, what? Like a lot of these aesthetic girls that like people look up to, like their aesthetic online doesn't match their aesthetic in real life. That's why I'm like, don't believe like everything you see online, especially like with some of these influencers and like online personas. It's just like fake, and a lot of them have like BO2. Like you guys, it like literally pains me because you'll literally see like such a pretty girl like walking by, and then like I remember one time I saw a pretty girl like walking by Design District, and when she walked by me she reeked of like onions and like maybe like I don't know, toe crust. I was just like, what? And these people usually have the worst attitudes too. I'm just like, you cannot be acting like that when you're musty. Anyways, I've seen a lot of shit on here and in person, and it's just like really out of pocket.
When I say it's my time to shine, I got a story time. Okay, so last year, I remember I was finding out who my roommate was, right? And she found me on Instagram, so, you know, I'm gonna do what everyone does, and I'm gonna stalk her account. And I saw how she looked, and makeup was on point. She was like a fashionista, a lot of followers. She looked like that girl. And so I'm like, okay, I feel like we're going cool, we're going vibe. Like we was texting, it was going good. And where I went wrong is I should have set a clear like foundation of how we were gonna like clean our bathroom and stuff, because we had a share one, right? Because tell me why this girl never cleaned it. I don't think there was one day where she actually cleaned that bathroom. I had to clean it every single time. Not only that, but like the bathroom was like separate from like the sink. So like the bathroom was like one room, and then in the front it was like the sink. And so we both have our sides, right? So tell me why when I would clean it, I would always ask her like, hey, is it okay if I clean your side? Because common courtesy, like we're roommates, of course, it's, you know. But tell me why, like I'm telling you, when it was her turn, she only cleaned her side. And it wasn't often either, but it was just like, bruh, like, are you serious? Like, I would ask to clean yours, but you're not gonna do the same. Weird. Not only that, but like when I would say hi to her and stuff like that, So her door would be open and I could, see in her room. And tell me why. So she had a bunch of her dirty clothes stacked all the way up. And sometimes I would tell you, she would wait like a month and a half to wash her clothes, so it would just be stacked. And sometimes she would leave it on her freaking bed. And I'm just like, girl, like, you act like, you this pretty girl, high mighty, like everybody knows you on campus, like you one of the known ones, and when you go back home, this is how you live. Like, I hated sharing a dorm with this girl because she never cleaned. Like, I'm not gonna lie, pretty girls low-key be dirty, like, and you would never expect that. It was sick.
In all my years studying hoology, I've come to the conclusion that pretty bitches, the bad ones, are the dirtiest. Oh my God, them bitches live like raccoons. I swear to God.
All right, guys. So we just wrapped up that first segment. And honestly, between those first two stories, like, I'm still in awe. And the other clips that we have also heard in that section, I realized that there's a pattern that we just cannot ignore. And guys, of course, I want to be clear. This is not about any specific bodies. I'm just talking about women in general. This is about having that uncomfortable reality that sometimes even the prettiest people on the outside can be the most careless when it comes to hygiene, behind the scenes. And that is just the truth. And I think that social media is coming forward now to exposing, and they're also exposing themselves what people used to hide, because beauty will get attention, of course, why not? But when it comes to hygiene, no, that is what to me keeps respect. And what really took me out is the fact that as we ended the segment, a man was actually co-signing everything that we've been hearing so far, which, ladies, it kind of embarrassing to us, because when men starting to speak up and agreeing that there's a hygiene problem happening, it is really bad. And again, guys, it's not about perfection. Nobody gets up smelling like roses 24/7, like the lily of the garden or anything like that. But basic hygiene, clean clothes, awareness, consideration for other people, that's not just a luxury. That is, as I said, guys, the self-respect, and of course respect for your surroundings. Which brings us to this next story, guys. So this creator shares that she was out with her friend one day and they were about to take a ride in another male's car, a very normal kind of thing, until the friend gets in the back seat, and then suddenly the car literally smells of a fish. Yes, Fish, not a little off, not maybe it is something else on the outside. No, the creator says it's literal fish. So my question to you before we move on, guys, is that if you are in a situation like this, and guys, we need the real answers in the comments. If you have a friend and you could smell them, whether it's a male or a female, would you tell them or would you stay quiet about it? And if you decide to tell them, how would you go about doing it? Because sometimes people say that honesty is care, and while other people are saying that, just mind your business. Of course, guys, let me know in the comment section. With that being said, let's keep watching.
Story time on how I was friends with this girl that smelled like fish. So in Cleveland, on Sundays, we had this thing called Come Down Sunday. So on Sundays, we had like all the old schools and stuff. Like, they meet up at this park called Gordon Park. This is when Gordon Park used to go. Like, everybody used to be down there. So I had this homeboy, his name was S. S had a nice old school, whatever. Like, but S will always have like people, like females in his car. Like, his car will always like have females in it, whatever. So me and this girl, we're gonna call her D. We used to be cool. We used to always go places all the time. Like, couldn't separate us. So me and her went to Come Down Sunday. Come Down Sunday was cool, starting to wind down or whatever. So I end up seeing my homeboy S. So I'm like, oh, hey, S, whatever, da-da-da-da-da. So he telling me about his car and stuff. So I'm like, okay, like, I see you, you got your shit looking good or whatever. So I'm like, so when you gonna let me get a ride? Because I always wanted to ride in S car, but S always, like I said, always have females in his car. So he like, shit, you can ride with me today. We can go for a ride. I can take you like around, whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. So mind you, I am with D. So she like standing back, she see us, so she come up, she like, ooh, ooh, I like your car, da 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 da. So he like, oh, thank you, no, appreciate it, whatever. So she like, oh, can I come for a ride? Like, can I go with you? So me knowing S, he not like that type of dude that like he nice, like he'll speak, but as far as like you getting in his car, he can act funny. So I was surprised that he said yes. So he like, yeah, you know, like you with her, whatever, like I'm not gonna leave you up here by yourself, whatever. So I get in the passenger seat. So he leaned his seat up to let her in. She get in, she opened up her legs to get in the car. So, you know, sit down. When I tell you, we sat in that car. Once she got in and like sat down, the whole car filled up with like a strong fish smell. So embarrassing. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I hope he don't smell it. But I know he smelled it because the whole car is filled up with like the smell. So I'm like, okay. So he looked at me, but I didn't look at him because I know me, I'm gonna laugh. Like, okay, so boom. So we get to riding around and shit. So I started noticing like he started rolling all the windows down and like we start riding fast. So I'm like, oh, like he really do smell her. So I'm like, just asking questions about the car or whatever, and like he just answering and shit. Like I'm trying to distract him from the smell, but I could tell the smell was getting to him because he like, man, I wish it wasn't that cold because I let my like top down because his top would come off. So he like, because I let this bitch down. Like, so I'm like like I feel like he was getting hints of like why he had the windows down, but he didn't really want to come out and say it. So whatever. So like we went for a quick love. When I tell you we went around the corner and came back, we went around the corner and came back. So boom. So okay, we get back and he like, oh, you ain't give me no hug, give me a hug. So he gave me a hug, and then he I get out the car, she get out the car. And then he was like, hold on, let me talk to you real quick. So I'm like, okay. I already knew what he wanted to talk about because he smelled it, I smelled it. She didn't, I don't know if she smelled it. She could have smelled it because the whole car, like I said, he had the windows up at first when we first got in. So the smell was trapped in the car. Okay, so he put me to the side. He like, you know, like, you need to tell your friend to fix that. So I try to play dumb, like, I'm like, what you talking about? Knowing damn well I know what he's talking about. So he like, you didn't smell that? So I'm like, yeah, I smelled it. So he was like, how you been walking around with her like that all day? You ain't tell her? I'm like, well, we outside. I don't smell her. Like she wasn't in a closed compartment with me. So no, I didn't smell her. Like, and then when I picked her up, she said she got in the shower. So I didn't smell her when she first got in my car. Boom. So he pissed. So he going back to his car. He like, come here. So I went back to his car and he opened up his door. He like, you don't smell that shit? That shit trapped in my car. Now I gotta air out my shit. So he started going off. So I'm like, ooh, like, so at this point she walked away because she had a phone call. I think this is the time when she was talking to like this dude from jail or whatever. So she walked away. So he going off. So he like, you better tell her. I'm gonna tell her. I'm like, ooh, like, you don't want S to tell you because S, he gonna go in. He ain't gonna care. Like, he ain't gonna spare her. So I'm like, okay, like, I'll tell her, whatever. So boom, he like, I'm about to go get my car cleaned out or whatever. So it's late. So I'm like, where you gonna go get your car cleaned out? He like, I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. So he left. Boom. So at this point, Come Down Sunday was like damn near over. You know how like you had stragglers that be still standing there like talking and shit? That's what was going on. People just talking. Most of the cars was gone. People just standing around talking. So we walk back to my car and I'm like, all right, we about to leave or whatever. I'm about to drop you back off at home. So we get back in the car and she was like just talking about his car and stuff. Like, oh, I forgot to tell y'all. So she was trying to take a video of his car, like after he had gave us the ride around the corner or whatever. And he was like, no, like I don't even play like that. Like I don't like people recording my shit or whatever. She like, come on, like this is what Come Down Sunday is for. Like people be recording people's cars, which is true. But he was like, no, like no, you're not about to no. So I also asked him about that. I'm like, damn, why you ain't let her record? He like, hell no, like, cause people know my car, and then he gonna be like, I don't want to affiliate myself with her. Like, she stink. Like, hell no, they gonna be thinking I found that. Like, no. He was like, you can post it, but she can't post my shit. I'm like, damn. All right, so back to when we walk into the car, so we get in the car or whatever, so we just talking, she talking about his car, and she talking about how he was like, she couldn't post it or whatever, and she didn't give a, she still was gonna post it, so she was asking me for my video I had got, so I'm like, I don't want to really send that to you, because that's being messy, because that's my friend, and he don't really want you posting him for a reason. So boom, so I'm like, well, I need to tell you something, because he said something about you or whatever, and I need to let you know. So I tell her, I'm like, yeah, when you got in the car, you smell like fish. Like, his whole car, like filled up with fish. Like, I don't know if you're aware, but like, you smell like fish. So she ain't say shit. So I'm like, did you hear me? And she like, yeah, I ain't trying to hear it. What you talking about? So she just started like, whatever, like she wasn't trying to hear it. So I'm like, well, I mean, like, it wasn't nothing I could say. Like, I already told you what the issue was. So after that, I drop her off at home. She didn't text me, so I'm like, okay, like, she must be mad. So I'm thinking, okay, like, everything gonna be cool, like, whatever, she'll like get over it. Next day she didn't text me, next day she didn't text me. So I'm like, okay, like, she mad. So I break it. I'm like, I called her. I'm like, what you doing? Nothing. I'm like, oh, what's wrong with you? Cause you know what? I just don't like the way y'all tried to play in my face, talking about I stink. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, so that's why you ain't talk to me, because you mad because I told you have an odor? Like, if it was me, I would want somebody to tell me, like, girl, like, you a little musty, or girl, you smell a little like stale or something. Like, bitch, tell me, because I don't want to be walking around like. She got mad. Like, she literally got mad and stopped, like, talking to me for, like, 3-4 days until I called her, and then she was still mad. Just fix the problem. Like, it's not that serious. Like, you get mad at me because I'm trying to be a good friend and tell you stink.
You see, one of the most scariest things, yeah, when a female is dirty. And I can't lie, you see females, naturally they're cleaner than boys, bro. So you see, when I see that a female is dirty, it's so unexpected, bro. Let me tell you this little story time. So back in first year when I was doing my thing, I was really outside doing my jinky. I had one babes, I went to her com. Obviously, she gave me a little heads up saying, oh, her room ain't looking the best, it's a bit dirty, this and that. Don't judge her. I'm like, you know what, it's calm. It surely can't be that bad. Please tell me why I've entered the room, it's looking like a bandizi. It looks like a bando. I'm seeing empty pizza boxes all over the floor, empty water bottles like this all over the floor, crumbs on her bed. G, I felt uncomfortable, G. You know the ones my body's self-itching, I'm twitching. I couldn't stay there for more than 30 minutes. I'm looking around saying, ugh. And the weirdest thing is the girl is actually good looking as well. So when the fact that you're good looking and you're dirty, it's like, as a female, how are you dirty? Because normally when you go to a female's room, yeah, it smells heaven sent, fam. Females are the cleanest human beings ever. Ever. So when you have that odd one that's dirty, I was even thinking, Jesus, the fact that you actually let me come to this room says a lot about you. I was scared. I was honestly scared. Like, I was thinking, this girl, does she not clean at home? Like, it was just too much, bro. Dirty clothes everywhere. The bed sheets even stank. I couldn't even do my thing back then. Oh my days. Oh, my head.
I didn't want to say this. Clean girl aesthetic this, clean girl aesthetic that, but do you bath? Guys, before you start idolizing people on TikTok, Instagram, I know it's so easy to come on this app and want what others have and think, oh my God, they're so pretty, but smell them first. I promise you, smell them. Guys, there's a lot of girls that do this clean girl aesthetic that don't like bathing. Like, they've actually got beef with soap and water. Like, you see how cats jump out of the shower? They don't like to shower. Guys, like, I wish I could tell you what I know, but like, this is a thing that's too common now. Like, you'll be shocked by a lot of people's hygiene. It's so bad. I know we've branded clean girl aesthetic as an external thing, but can you go to the dentist for your 6-month checkup that you no longer go to because you're over 18 and now you have to pay, so you don't want to pay? But you'd rather use the money for your nails, but you've got build up of plaque in your teeth, okay? Or you'd rather use the money to go and do composite bonding, putting fake stuff over the problem, but you've got plaque build-up. Tell me if I'm lying, guys. I'm sure at least one girl can come in my comments and agree that you don't know people's habits until you go on holiday with them. That girl that you thought was the cleanest babe is getting in the shower once a week on holiday, if I'm lying. This is not a personal experience, guys. I just want to, because my girls, yeah. But I've heard so many things. It just makes me think like, wow, like, did we forget what hygiene is? Like, I know, like, yes, get your bust down, get your nails done. Yeah, that's all cute, but did you wash your bum? Like, please, guys. All I say is just don't come online and expect everyone to bath, because they don't. And your nose will tell you otherwise. Okay? Thank you.
At this point in the video, we have heard stories after story, and I realized that one of the biggest denominator in almost every single one of them is bathing, or maybe a lack of it thereof. And I don't know about you guys, but I think I said this in a few videos, or maybe a couple of times before, but as someone who lives in Jamaica, I grew up in the Caribbean, bathing is just a normal routine. Every day, it's a lifestyle. You wake up, you take a shower, you come home, you take a shower, and you freshen up during the day. Especially like if you were on the road, running errands, you're at work, you're in traffic, you're in heat, you know, and all around just people every day. It's just a basic hygiene where I am from. And I disrespect nobody culture, I'm just saying. Sometimes it is twice per day, as I said, and sometimes it is once if you're staying on the inside. But imagine going 4 to 5 days without shower while still living a normal life. You're going to work, you're going to the gym, you're getting into people's car, sitting next to people, hugging people, and just moving around like it's normal. No, that is something that I genuinely struggle to understand. So you can make me understand, please, down below. Because showering isn't about vanity, it is about cleanliness. It's about respect for yourself as well as the people around you, just like brushing your teeth. Those are the two most basic common things I think you can do in your hygiene. Bathing and brushing your teeth, I think honestly is the bare minimum, and I don't think we're asking for too much, especially as women. Everything else, such as maybe like your perfume, your oils, your body lotion, those are extra, but when it comes to shower and brushing your teeth, I think that is fundamental. That's just my 2 cents. And you know, while watching this, ladies, it really makes me wonder, especially for some of the creators who openly said that they don't like to bathe on a daily basis and stuff like that. It genuinely raises a question about overall hygiene habits. Like during their monthly cycle, what does that really look like? Are you even changing your sanitary napkins and you just changing them and just carrying on? Because that not healthy, girl. That not safe. Yes, ladies, we really have to take care of our body properly. And with that said, guys, enough of my chattering. I know I'm talk too much sometimes, but I have to. It's a part of the YouTube policy. But anyway, we're now going to move into the final segment of this video where a creator shares a story that actually came from another male creator. And he actually said that he went on a trip with somebody he was dating potentially, and they were there together for about 4 to 5 days. And during the entire trip, sis did not take a shower, not even once. He observed her. Other persons that they were on the trip with observed her, and yeah, they all concluded she never bathed. And it leads right back to exactly what we were saying. Are women allergic to water or something? My gosh, let's watch.
Guys, I have a new story. And I should give a trigger warning if you get grossed out really easily, because I do, so just know. So this story is about a guy who says that he was dating the most prettiest girl he had ever been with, but she was so dirty. Okay, so he says that he met this girl at a friend's party. He says that the moment he saw her, he was mesmerized. She was beautiful. She was super girly. He says that he introduced himself to her, and they ended up talking. You know, they ended up exchanging phone numbers, and he started trying to, you know, get to know her. So he says that at first they would hang out here and there, but it was always at night. She was kind of very private. She wouldn't really share a lot of things about her life, but she was willing to go out with him when it came to dinner, the movies, dancing. Like, it just became like a weekend kind of thing. They would see each other every Friday night, Saturday night, but it was just for short periods of time. It wasn't like for the full day kind of stuff. So he says that this went on for about 2-3 months. He says that he would invite her out during the day and she was always kind of busy. So he says that his friend was having a birthday celebration in Vegas. He says that they booked, a suite for a couple of days and he invited her. To his surprise, she agreed. And he was super excited because again, he hadn't spent any time with her outside of just, fun nights. Okay, so he says that when he picked her up, she had two, small bags and they were going to stay there for 4 days. So that kind of threw him off and he asked her, like, that's all you're bringing? And she's like, yeah, that's all I need. So he says that the drive there, he was looking at her and she didn't have makeup on. She was very beautiful. And he was just even more attracted to her. So he says on the drive there, everything was fine. He says that they checked into the hotel. And again, this is a suite. So they were sharing this big suite with other people, other couples. So he says that, that night they decided to get ready and everybody started showering, kind of getting ready. And she didn't. He didn't really, pay that much attention to it. He says that he noticed that she kind of just changed really quick and she took a really long doing her makeup and her hair. And then throughout the night, they were out. He says that he started noticing that she was smelling. He says that at first it was like a sweat smell, like armpit smell. Then when they were dancing, he started smelling her hair. He says that she just started smelling weird. He says that there was a point where they were in the car and one of his friends said, "What the hell smells so bad?" And he knew it was her, but he just didn't say anything. He was surprised because he had gone dancing with her before. So he just didn't understand why, it didn't happen before. But again, it was in the summer, so he kind of just let it go. He says that when they got home, he's a very clean person and his first instinct was to shower before getting into bed. And she didn't. She went to bed with the same clothes she was outside with. She didn't wash her face, take off her makeup, nothing. So he says that he started getting really turned off because, it was the night and he wanted to go to sleep with her and they were probably going to cuddle. It was their first time ever sleeping together. And just the smell and seeing how she wasn't really clean turned him off really bad. So he says he mentioned to her like 2 times, "You sure you don't want to shower? Like, I have this for you. You have wipes." And she was like, no, I'm fine. So then the next day they got ready to go to breakfast. He says that, they woke up. He says that he never saw her brush her teeth. Everybody went in the restroom and kind of, were taking turns. And he didn't even see her bring a toothbrush or anything like that. So he started to kind of pay attention to see if she did. And he says that he confirmed that she did not because he could smell her breath. He says that again, she didn't wash her face. She didn't shower. She just kind of changed and kind of cleaned up a little bit, but the makeup was still there. Everything was still pretty much the same. He says that, they went out to eat and he just started to get really bothered by, her not cleaning up. So, he says that they went out. After they went out to eat, they went out, to the strip. They started walking. They started passing through some stores to buy clothes, to buy, look around. And he would tell her like, "Oh, you don't want to buy this. You don't want to buy that." And she was like, "Nope, I'm fine." He says that they even went to like a perfume store and he offered to buy her one. She didn't want one. He says that it was just weird. So he says, again, they get back to the suite and they start getting ready for the night. He says that he decided to take a nap and, he figured while I'm taking a nap, she's going to get ready. Well, he says that he woke up and she was ready, but she didn't shower. She didn't shower. She didn't wash her hair. She didn't do none of that again. So then he says that him and his friends went downstairs to get something to drink and he talked to his friend about it, like just to see if anybody else has noticed it. And his friend told them that him and his girlfriend had been talking about how she was really dirty. So he says that this happened the whole 4 days. He never saw her shower. He says that he just could not stand it. Like it started to really gross him out, but he didn't feel comfortable saying anything, so he just let it be. He says on the way back home, he was really looking at her and he noticed that she was really dirty. And he says that, he dropped her off and he didn't want to talk to her anymore, but he knew he needed to tell her something. He says that like 2 days passed and then they decided to meet again and they were gonna go out for dinner. So he says that when he went to go pick her up, again, she looked beautiful. She was super dolled up, he could smell her perfume. It seemed like she had cleaned up. So he was confused, like, okay, like it seems like she showered now and she's good now. Maybe it was just when we were out. So then later on that night, they decided to go back to his place. And it was the first time that they were going to be intimate. They had not been intimate yet. So he says that, he was excited. He made sure he was all cleaned up and he had everything set up. And he says that when it was time to do stuff, he got the most horrible whiff from down there from her. And he says he's been with plenty of women. He understands that, everybody smells, everybody has different, smells, but this one was not normal. He says that he kind of lost and told her, like, what the hell is that smell? He says that she acted like oblivious to it. And that kind of pissed him off more because she had been like this, when they were in Las Vegas. She kind of just made it seem like she didn't know, she didn't notice anything. So, he ended up calling it a night. He told her, you know what, I'm not in the mood. And he just says that he ghosted her. So what do you guys think? Obviously it was wrong for him to ghost her. I think that, if you're fucked ghost, you should be able to tell someone, like, but then how do you tell someone that, right? But the reason I wanted to share this story is because he says that it's happened to him a lot of times. And he says that he notices that the girls that are normally the prettiest or look the most well put together are the dirtiest. I don't know, because obviously I'm not a guy and I don't be paying attention to stuff like that. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is true? Have you guys been through something like this? And this goes both ways, okay? Because I know there's guys out there that are 32. So have you ever had an experience with someone dirty that was so attractive that kind of threw you off? And if you have, share your story. Let me know. Do you think he was wrong for ghosting her? How do you think he should have, dealt with the situation? Honestly, I feel like if I was her, I wouldn't even want him to tell me. Like, I think it's okay that he ghosted her. But then, again, I feel like as an adult, you should be able to tell people how you feel. So, I don't know. I feel like that's so embarrassing. I don't even know if I would want to know.
This is for my ladies. So ladies, please comment. Explain to me what's up with our hygiene in public spaces. Wait, bear with me. I've been doing events, production, for over 15 years. And it's the same no matter where I go. There's always a handful of us that seems to have beauty up here, but hygiene down here. So beauty at a 10 and hygiene at a 0. We have to fix this in public spaces because this is not your home. We have to have respect for ourselves and for other women, okay? This happens in the ladies' room, so I can't blame men. Women, you are nasty sometimes. You know who I'm talking about because some of you are the ones who do this. I shouldn't have to walk into a stall in the bathroom and see your session, your piss, your period. Handle your business. If the bathroom is good enough for you to use it, then you should clean it. Okay? Have some respect for the women that have to come after you. Okay? This is so upsetting. I've seen it time and time again. And the best events, beautiful women coming in and out of the restroom. Oh, they look so good going in, but if only you knew their hygiene was at a 0. We have to fix this out of respect for yourself and others. Because today, like I said, it's not only at the gym. I just happen to be at the gym today. I go to the biggest, the most expensive, whatever events. And it's the same thing. There's always a handful of women nasty, but beautiful. On the way out, the way in, you're beautiful, but the in-between session is not right. I should not have to walk in on your piss. Nowadays, they have where you can wave your hand and it automatically flushes. And I say this again, if it's good enough for you to use, then you should clean it. This is not your personal space. Have some decency, some respect for yourself and others. I keep saying that. Today, I went in there. Here's another thing. Courtesy flush. Courtesy flush. Okay? So when you're in public spaces that don't have a wall and you got to do number 2, I don't care. It's natural. I have no problems with that. But can you courtesy flush? If you're going to sit there, courtesy flush. That means if you poop, just flush it. Do it again, flush it. Just keep flushing. You know why? Because we all have to endure that. We all have to live through it when these walls are like elementary school walls. So all I'm saying is get your hygiene up there to match that beauty. Everybody cares about the outside, but they don't care about what they're, how to take care of their inside. All these people think you coming out the bathroom, you got your perfume hair, but your hygiene is on a 0. So get it together, ladies, because this is unacceptable. We are in 2025 and y'all are still acting like, some of y'all might feel entitled, and I hate the most bougiest of you. You act so bougie, like, I'm not going to flush the toilet. You know what you can do? Go old school. Take that foot and press down on that handle. Respect. If you're too bougie to do that, then don't use the public restroom. Hold that crap until you get home, since you that bougie. The rest of you, get your hygiene on. Just get it in check. I can't stand it. Too many years in those bathrooms, I look to the side and I say, I hope these women are going to wash their hands coming out of there. I don't care if you don't think you got anything on your fingers, just rinse. Too many germs or, too many things are going around. Just rinse your hand. You care more about how your hair and makeup looks than how your fingers and your private parts, I don't even, you know what I mean. Just have a little bit more respect. I swear y'all come in there decked. But your hygiene is on a 0. And I just don't understand it. We got to do better. Somebody explain to me why. What's your reason? What's your excuse for not flushing after your session? I need to know, because maybe we can fix this here. I'm tired of this. This is over 15 years of seeing this. I just can't believe we're in 2025 and y'all with your nails done, hair done, makeup done, come out of that restroom and flick your hair and do your makeup, go through your purse first, and then you wash your hands. It's so backwards to me. I'm like, come on, that stops today. As soon as you come out that stall, go right to the hand to wash your hands. Nowadays it's automatic. And if it isn't, if you happen to hit an old school one, guess what you do? You take the hand that you did not wipe with, that's what you turn the water on. Then grab the paper towel, wash it, then do your makeup and hair and all the other stuff. Not the other way around. Don't come out the stall, flick your hair, and do your makeup touching your skin and your clothes and then wash your hand. That makes no sense. It's like backward stuff. Like, what the heck is up with this?
All right, Islanders family, I'm not even going to lie, because this whole topic, it has been a lot, funny moments, unfortunately, shocking moments, and very eye-opening moments. And the biggest takeaway from me, guys, isn't just about, as I said, judging anybody. It's really about awareness overall. Sometimes people genuinely, I want to believe, that they don't realize that certain habits are not normal as they think. And if these conversations online are helping even one person to reflect and adjust and become more mindful of their personal hygiene, then honestly, your girl has done something. I'm gonna clap myself, because at the end of the day, we're all human. Yeah, we know we're all here learning, still learning, we're all evolving. Nobody's perfect and nobody needs to pretend to be. So yeah, with that whole Baddies with bad hygiene, we're gonna just put that through the door for 2026. And what I appreciate about these viral stories is that they've opened up real conversations that people usually avoid. And as I said, guys, sometimes it's uncomfortable to speak about, but end up being the most necessary. So, of course, Islanders, as per usual, I want to hear from you respectfully, of course, as per always. That is how we keep it over here on this channel. What are your thoughts on this whole baddies on a did I say baddies on a budget? Baddies with bad hygiene. Have you ever experienced something like this? Or do you think that social media is either helping or hurting these conversations? You know, let's actually talk about it. Now, with that being said, guys, this is where we come to the end of today's discussion. I know it was heavy, but I still appreciate you being here. If you haven't yet liked or subscribed, now is the time to go ahead and do so. And if you want to continue to watch more edutainment, fun, relatable discussions like these, you can go ahead and click the up next video with the right so on your screen and enjoy the day away. As per usual, guys, my name is Jody and I aspire to inspire. Until next time, guys, walk good.